Hey Sagittarius, it is CJ here. How you doing today, my love? I hope you're doing well. Oh, I just gotta move my mouse out of the way as usual. Okay, hey Sag, I'm gonna be doing a general reading for you. It is the weekend. It is November 8th. My intention for your reading is kind of over this weekend, but as I always say, whenever you come to the reading, there might be something specific in it for you, okay? November 8th, I can't believe it. And actually, when I said that, I seen October 8th in my mind's eye. So maybe there's something that's coming through in this reading that has to do with last month. Who knows, right? What else do I want to say? Okay, and it may not resonate with everyone. Listen, Mercury retrograde is doing a number on me, and I know we're not even, it's not even retrograding quite yet. I'm going to say it in every time I do a reading, Sag, because typically I get very mumble-jumbled in the mouth. My brain gets a little slower, so please bear with me, and I thank you for your patience. Okay. All right, so we're going to get into your reading. General reading, as always, not a one-to-one. And so when I was meditating on your energy, it was what my guides, what I heard was the word resolve. So resolve, something that you're resolving. Maybe there is something that needs to be resolved. That's all they gave me, though. I didn't receive anything else. But there was a feeling to me that there, for some of you out there, there might be a confrontation. Oh, I just see a little hair. Excuse me. That there might be some kind of confrontation, but I'm not saying like big blow up. I'm feeling like some kind of need for some kind of conversation. Did I just repeat that? I think I just did. Okay, so anyway, Sag, that's what I got. We're going to get into your reading. If you've never been here before, we're opening up with the secret language of color. The way that this deck works, it is obviously colors, and there is a saying for each color. If you feel connected, this is what I like to say to everyone with this deck. If you feel connected to whatever color comes out, I'll hold it for a moment. Take a screenshot of it if you would like. It is a really beautiful deck to meditate with, to focus on healing, to focus on to focus on manifestation. Here are my words. We're going to be struggling today. Well, I will be. But nevertheless, it is a very, very beautiful deck. So if you feel called to whatever spirit brings out, feel free to do it, okay? I find it very helpful. Okay, so Sag, I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to slow my breathing and slow my words. I'm going to have a sip of water, and we're going to get into your reading. Okay. Let us begin. All right, Spirit, thank you so much for guiding me in this reading for Sagittarius, our fire sign. For those that this is a reading, what is the message you have? Let's begin by looking at the bottom of the deck. It is the foundation energy of your reading. Okay, so Sagittarius, we have plum on the bottom. It is overcome your challenges. Okay, that kind of correlates with resolve, right? It is number 41 for those of you that like to know the numbers. I don't know what is going on with my mouse. I swear it felt like it just moved, which is a 5. So 5 does indicate that there's change, or at the very least, there's the possibility of a big change coming in. So this is all about overcoming whatever is bothering you, whatever has been challenging to you. It does indicate that this is going to be resolved. I know I'm using that word. Reminds me of the Hermit card, for some reason it just does. Okay, then we have Violet next, which is create a balanced life. Okay, beautiful. This is 45, which is a 9. Okay, so creating a balanced life. I got to be honest with you. The energy I was getting when I was meditating, I was listening to this beautiful meditation. It felt like something was out of whack, Sag. I don't know how else to put that. It felt like something's unbalanced in your life. Now, for me, I really, if I tune in, it feels a little bit more about a relationship. Could be a lover, could be a family member or something like that. But it felt like there was a little stress, tension maybe is a better word, okay? Maybe that you're relating to that right now. Maybe that's what Spirit's talking about here. They're guiding me to go one more. We have Auburn, which is ground yourself. Okay, so that is number 11. My fingers are on it, but it's number 11, right? So that is a master number here about your angels, if you believe in them, whatever you believe in, really. But 11 is that sign for how I receive it. That is a sign from your angels, your guides, right? That you are on the right path, and more so that they're letting you know that you're not alone. Okay, so they're not guiding me to go any further, so let's see. Let's get into this and see what color for Sagittarius, please, Spirit. For whenever Sag comes to this reading. Okay. Feel like that? Well, we'll take them. We got 3. Let's see. We got chocolate on the bottom. We have watermelon that has come out. Wow, beautiful. Holy cow. Gorgeous energy here, Sag. We got watermelon. We got amber. We got tangerine. and we have chocolate. Okay, we're going to go through all of these. There's a message coming through here, right? Very strongly here. It really feels like Spirit is asking you to lighten up, to actually take a pause, reconnect with your inner child, reconnect with what you love to do. There's been something, and maybe that's that. Maybe that's what I was feeling about the imbalancement, right? Something feeling a little tension. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to start with the watermelon, and this is have fun with your inner child. Okay, I didn't even read that, and I don't have these memorized. It is number 3, Sag. So, watermelon, all right? Have fun with your inner child. This is reconnecting with who you are before all the responsibility, before all the pressures, before all the demands. This is about really allowing yourself to have some fun. And so if you can, because this is a weekend, right? Many of you might work as well on the weekends, but if you can, take some time this weekend to do something fun. Maybe get some watermelon if you like watermelon, right? Reconnect with what puts a smile on your face. The next card we have is Amber. It is number 15, so that is a 6. 6s are about balance, Sag, right? There's about harmony and, things working for you as what you've been putting into the universe, all right? So this is all about your creativity. It does say awaken your creativity. So awaken, Sag, that's a pretty important word. I don't know who I'm speaking to, but obviously I'm speaking to you, of course, my love, but yes, it feels again like there's been a disconnect from what you love to do. When I think of Sagittarius, you're not only logical and analytical and very good at retaining information and, kind of sometimes, I'll look at you as like a philosopher, right? Because you do have a lot of wisdom and knowledge. But the other side of you too is that, adventurous person. I can see you getting on a horse, for example, if you had horses, and packing a lunch and being gone all day. I can see you carving something out of wood. You're very creative. So again, in this reading, you get the gist here. Spirit is saying there's a need for you to have some lighter time, Sag. And I can't make this up because we have tangerine next, which is be spontaneous and have fun. I don't have these memorized, my love. So and I don't have my glasses on, so I can't really read unless I'm pulling the card a little closer. It is number 17, so that is an 8. That is about your power, your specific magic. So tangerine, right? So be spontaneous. Do something fun. It doesn't have to be big. Doesn't have to be extravagant. Do something that makes you feel lighter in your heart. Okay, we've got 4 cards here, and as I said, we've got chocolate on the bottom. So chocolate is about indulging. It's number 13, so it is a 4. 4 is about your foundation, how you feel, right? What's the stability around you? And this is about nourishing your body and soul. So this is an interesting reading right now, Spirit, because you are literally telling whoever's listening here to really take this time, or whenever you come to the reading, Sag, to actually focus on you. Have fun with your inner child. Awaken your creativity. Ooh, they just gave me... Okay, I don't know how many of you guys would do this, but they just showed me colored chalk. I used to do this when I was a little girl, and I used to, on sidewalks and stuff, use a chalk and draw little pictures and all that kind of stuff. Now, okay, you might not want to do that, but that's what they just connected the awaken your creativity with. But followed by be spontaneous and have fun and indulge in chocolate. This sounds to me like Spirit is really trying to get you to loosen up, Sag. I'm not saying you're wound up tight, but there is something going on here. To get all these 4 cards, there's something happening here where I do feel there is a need to disconnect from the future, from the past, from what's going to happen tomorrow. There's a need for you to be right here, right now, in the moment. And that moment has to exist with things that bring you joy and pleasure. Okay, so those are the cards we have received. All right, that's a lot. Okay, Spirit, thank you so much. I think that is a strong message. Let's go into Wisdom Oracle. Let's go a little deeper here, and then we'll go into the tarot portion. Okay, what do we have on the bottom? We have the higher power. Okay, so Sagittarius is number 4, and as I said, 4s are about your foundation. Whatever that means to you, right? Your emotional foundation, your physical foundation, however it relates, right? But higher power is talking about angels, guides, God, source, what you believe in, right? And this is about trusting, right? So higher power is coming through in this reading. I have no doubt that this is really about you trusting, leaning back, taking the hands off the wheel here a little bit, and allowing yourself to have some downtime is what I'm getting. You know, you're being very much guided. You know, with this, what I'm receiving as well is I don't know if you're sleeping as well either, which is interesting how they're giving that to me. Because I feel like that there is a lack of rest. What I mean by that? Like when you're in bed, I feel like your brain is not shutting off all the time. And they're showing me the number 3, so maybe you're waking up around number 3. Again, Sag, this is taking a breath. You need to take a step. You need to take a step back here. Gosh, I don't know how much I can hammer that in, Spirit. The next card, though, we do have is peace. So 23. That is a 5 again. So peace. You're needing some peace in your life. Again, joy, happiness, something that brings a lot of peace, calms the nervous system down. Yeah, because I just heard them saying on edge, on edge. So, okay, so you might be feeling very on edge. You might be feeling edgy. Okay, let's keep going. One more, co-create, which is number 40 as well. Co-create is talking about working with others, right, and creating something for the same purpose, right? It's where you're on the same page, you're on the same path together, you have the same objective together. It is about having some peace and joy in it, right? Because there's not a struggle with this card or with this energy. It's co-creating. So there is okay, this is going to be a long reading. I can feel it. So there is something that has become disconjointed is what I'm receiving. We have blessed next, Sag, so, okay. Blessed is 22. There's another 4. So out of the 4 cards that I pulled, there's 3 of them that are number 4. That says a lot to me because it does indicate there's something that is unstable, unbalanced in your foundation on some level. Okay, I want to see what wants to come out here, Spirit. Show me as clearly as possible, please, for Sagittarius. What is this about? What is this reading about, please? What can you show us for guiding? Okay, guiding new life. Okay, so we have new life that has fallen out, and that is number 39. Is it 39? Yes. So 39, what is that? I can't even add right now. I think that's a 12 when you add that up. Is it? 9 plus 3 is 12. Yes, gosh, my brain. New life. This is a positive energy. It is about starting something that is brand new and maybe everything in a brand new way. So much that maybe you've been in a place where everything has felt so mundane, so trivial, so the same. New life indicates that something that is changing, something big is changing here. We have community on the bottom. Now that is number 8 again. So 8 is your power. Perhaps you're changing where you're living. Ooh, okay. That was a theme for a bit there. A couple of weeks ago, I feel like there was a lot of moving in your readings. Community. It does talk about where you're living, the people around you, who you live with. You know, that's what this is about. So in some ways right now, Sag, I feel like you're almost... Ooh, this is interesting because it almost feels like you're about to leave the old life behind and start a new life. Perhaps in a new community. We even have by the book next, I feel drawn to take it, which is number 11 as well. This is about not skipping anything, right? If you are moving, for example, you're wanting a new life, you want to start new, you want to do something different with someone else or somewhere else, however it is, this is about not missing any of the steps, right? Doing things legitimately one by one, like not cutting any corners. And again, I just want to say a little caution. What does Mercury retrograde? I think it goes, doesn't it go into retrograde tomorrow? Or like on the 9th? Sorry guys, I can't remember. So just a little heads up, because when Mercury goes into retrograde, you know, sometimes contracts and all that kind of stuff can get a little dicey, right? It can kind of get a little messed up. So I'm just putting that out there. If anyone's going, hey, I'm going to move out in the next 3 days or 5 days or whatever, make sure you're planning and don't miss anything. Okay? All right, let's keep going. I mean, and even Sag, even with this new life here, you know, all these 4 cards are about having fun, indulging, treating yourself well, nurturing yourself, having laughs, right? Acting like you don't really have a care in the world kind of thing. Perhaps that is what Spirit is asking you to start doing, is to start looking at life that way a little bit more. Okay? Okay, Spirit, thank you so much. What else can you tell me for Sagittarius? What's going on for Sagittarius, please? Thank you. I'm not surprised that Y card came out. Okay. All right, we'll look at the bottom in a moment. I felt drawn to take more cards, Sag, so we're going to go with this today. I don't normally do that, but I don't believe in coincidences. Okay, so we have the Y card that has come out, and it is 31, so it is another 4. Ooh, okay, the 4s are showing up today. When this card comes out, it is asking you your whys. What is your reason for where you are right now? What is your reason for what you're wanting tomorrow, in an hour? What is your why? When we know our why, that helps us to get to where we're going, right? How can I put this? I always struggle with this card of how to describe it because it makes sense to me. But it's really like, what is your why? Okay, so in this case, if you are in that position where you have been burnt out, where you are trying to do everything, you're burning the candle at both ends. Maybe there's a lot of pressure on you from within your family or whatever, and outside, right? And you want to move, for example. What is your why, right? Spirit is hammering that because they want you to think about that. There is this new life. What is attached with this new life? In whatever form that might be for you. What will it mean for you? Okay? Yeah, I can't answer that. That's honestly up for you to answer when you know your why. We have Imagine next, which is number 20. So it is a 2. 2s can be about, making a decision here. Maybe it is about a partnership. But this card is also asking you to look in the big picture. If you can have all your dreams come true, what is that? What does that look like? And again, going back to the why card. Why do you want that? How will that change? What will that improve? You know what it might mean, my love? This feels like a philosophical reading that Spirit is giving here. Bottom of the deck, we have Come to the Edge. So you not only have new life, you have come to the edge, which is really about taking a chance, breaking down boundaries that you haven't maybe done before, taking even a risk that you haven't considered, right? This is taking that leap of faith even, right? And it is number 36, so it is at 9. This feels to me like Spirit is asking you, in a way, to get out of your comfort zone, Sag. Okay, maybe this is just a reminder, right? Sometimes we all get so caught up in life that we take it so seriously, we forget that there's more to life than just work and responsibilities. Underneath Come to the Edge, though, we do have Between Worlds. And that is number 3, right? I can't remember, there's another, Watermelon is number 3, which is about coming into alignment, right? All of you coming into alignment. Between Worlds is indicating here that you are in the middle of something. You haven't quite released, I'm going to say, the past, but you haven't quite entered, the future. You're in between. Okay, so that is why Spirit is coming through very strongly, asking you to do these things that are different. Take these small little jumps, leap of faith kind of here, because I think that Spirit is trying to ignite this fire in you again. Okay, we're going to take that, put that there. I'm going to move this deck over here. We're going to get into the tarot. Okay, so we actually, that's interesting how I took more cards, shuffled more cards. My brain activity is on pause. Okay, Light Seer's deck. Let's begin with the tarot. I'm going to just make a little bit more room. All right, Saggy, let's see. Okay, let's see what's on the bottom. Wow, okay. Whew, we have the 10 of Wands on the bottom. So that is your energy. It is Aries and Leo. It is fire. 10 of Wands is pretty much what I've been talking about here. This is about relieving yourself here of all this heaviness. You've been carrying things for quite a while is what it feels like. And it's now time to dump it. It's too heavy for you to carry anymore, Sag. And again, I don't know what this is going to be. Obviously, for some, it is going to be, connection to the past where you have become accustomed to having to carry the load is what I'm feeling here. This is Spirit's way of saying it's time to set that load down. It's time to alleviate that pressure. What was the word that I said, Spirit? What did you give me at the very beginning when I was meditating? What was the word? Resolve. Thank you. Yes, this is a reading about resolving here. If there's things in your past that are still, and you're the only one that's going to know this because you know yourself better than anyone else could. If there's things from your past that still have weight on right here, right now, on who you are, how you relax, how you don't allow yourself to relax, etc., etc. This is the reading where Spirit is saying it is time to set those down. That is no longer where you're at. It no longer has to have any power over your life. Okay, very strong message coming through here. So 10 of Wands, it is followed by the Empress. Number 3, right? That is Taurus's energy. So the Empress is about, yes, it's about abundance, of course. It's also about like loving yourself, nurturing yourself. I mean, the Empress is the mother of the tarot, right? So when you think of that, masculine or feminine, this is about being that to ourselves. Do you know what I mean? Like being very gentle and kind and loving to ourselves, giving ourselves what we need, maybe that someone else couldn't give to us. It's much more than just prosperity and abundance. And I feel that, again, it's a strong continual message coming through here. For those of you that are needing to hear this, it is, and even like, okay, I'm reading, they're giving this to me a little different. You know, the stomach is pregnant here, right? It's pregnant belly, represented by the world. Normally, to me, this says, okay, it's time to, like, you know, there's a birth that's coming, right? Because that pregnant belly is going to give birth. But I'm also getting this energy of letting that part go here. They're connecting it again to your past. So that's really interesting. Okay, and then we have the Hermit. And look, I'm moving pretty slow right now on this reading, but Sag, I really want to receive what Spirit is giving me. So we have the Hermit next. That is Virgo's energy. This is about going towards you, within you, going inside of you, really doing that deep dive of what do you really want in your life? What brings you happiness and fulfillment? What doesn't, Sag? And it might also mean you have to make some hard decisions here, okay? But only you are going to know that. Can't go to outside sources to help you make this decision. We have the Justice card. Holy cow, 3 major arcana showing up here. That's a lot. Okay, so this is Libra's energy. Again, number 11, right? Well, Justice is about balance coming in. It is about the truth being exposed, the truth being illuminated, right? It is a sword of truth. It is a suit of the swords, right? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So this is something has been out of whack, something has been out of balance. It is Spirit's way of saying it needs to be brought back into balance, Sag. And again, with that, I feel like it's going back to these first 4 cards, right? The secret language of color. There is a strong energy coming through about allowing yourself to have some fun. Allow yourself to have some fun, Sag. I feel like that's going to change your frequency and the vibration that you're in. Okay? And then we have the Ace of Wands. Okay? So beautiful, beautiful brand new start in your creativity, in the passions, in what lights you up in your life. Okay? All right, Spirit, thank you so much. This is a lot of electric energy coming through here. Okay, what can you show me for this reading for Sagittarius, for those that this is their reading? Out of all these cards, the only one that feels like, okay, that one won't go in, so we'll take it. Thank you. Yes, 7 of Cups. Out of all 8 cards, Sag, the only one that is asking you to do anything other than to have fun is the why. That is asking you to think about what your reason is of your life. What does that all mean to you? Okay, so the card that came out is 7 of Cups. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, this is our water, our emotions, our relationships, how we feel about ourselves, how we feel about others, all of that jazz. 7 of Cups is usually a very confusing energy. It can be because there's so many options floating around in our head that we don't know which one to pick. We don't know which one is going to be the best one. But again, it is, this is where we got to kind of get a little bit more honed in on what we're wanting. So it's just telling me here that there's a bit of emotional confusion going on. Bottom of the deck, we have the 4 of Wands. So your energy, Aries and Leo. Okay, this can be a marriage card. Maybe for some of you, this is about a relationship, a marriage, commitment, something like that. Where there is, it has been so tense and hard and difficult that you're confused emotionally. You want a new life. You're dreaming about what you can have. You want to take a risk. Spirit is asking you to take some leap of faith here. That's what it feels like, because this is normally a very celebratory card. But I'm not really receiving that right now. So perhaps this is about making a decision of having to leave one way of living and move on to a new one. Maybe that's what you're wanting. Because we have the Six of Swords next, Sag. You know, again, this is our air energy. This is about leaving what has been very difficult and going to something that is going to be smoother, better for us. We have the Lovers next, Gemini's energy. So yeah, for some of you, this is definitely about a relationship. And Spirit is asking you to kind of take some time off from that and focus on you. And focus on doing things that just make you feel better. Okay, want to keep going. All right. What else, please, Spirit? What's going on here? Okay. What else can you tell me? Ooh, okay. 2 cards came out again. 10 of Wands. You're making a decision. And the Empress. And you are you're going to take care of yourself. You're going to nurture yourself during this time. We have the Six of, this is wild. So the cards are repeating. 6 of Swords again. With the Lovers, which is Gemini's energy. Again, now this used to be called the Choice card, right? So in some ways, this might be this choice you're needing to make. Look, this reading is not going to be for everyone. That's for darn sure. But for those of you that this is your reading, it feels quite somber, is what I want to say. Somber, even though these cards are absolutely beautiful, as well as these, it does feel like you're at this place. Like I keep feeling like a decision time, and I think that's why they gave the word resolve. We have the Sun next. Oh, look at these cards. The Lovers, the Sun. This is Leo's energy. This is joy and happiness and freedom. So maybe there is something that you're needing to shift, change, walk away from, Sag, so that your life feels like living again. Wow, that's a lot of energy. Look at this. We even have the Death card. Transformation. And then we have the Nine of Cups. Wish fulfillment. Now, maybe none of you are leaving anything or anyone, but perhaps you're coming to this decisive decision after taking some time up to really be in the moment. Listen to some music. Play some music. I know a lot of you are very beautiful at music. Your talent is incredible. Do what brings happiness and puts a smile on your face, because I feel like that's going to clarify and clear up whatever confusion might be in your heart, the Seven of Cups. 10 of Wands can be talking about literally just deciding that you're going to do things differently, and you're going to, you're going to cut out what needs to be cut out, but you're also going to drop all that heaviness and the responsibility, because no one is in a happy mood when we have all of that on our shoulders, right? That becomes like, oh my gosh, it's like, well, life kind of feels like it sucks when that happens, doesn't it? Okay, so when we look at these, it looks like there's maybe a decision. You're going to choose yourself here. And with that, it feels like it brings you closer to what you're wanting and desiring in your life. Okay, I'm going to put these back. We're going to go another time. Okay, Spirit, what else for Sag? Wait, what cards came out here? What is going on with my brain today? Okay, I don't know. I don't know what's happening. All right. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I didn't have enough coffee this morning. Maybe I need to get some more coffee. What do we have? Wow, it doesn't matter. The cards are coming out. Spirit is speaking. 10 of Swords. Okay, Sag, so the 10 of Swords is down. You flipped out. You just seen that, right? Now this is the ending of the painfulness that you've been on, right? Again, 10 of Wands, 10 of Swords. This is deciding to let this all now go. You're walking away from it. You're walking into a new life, as the card says here. This is no easy feat. I don't know what you've gone through in your life. I don't know what the weight is on your shoulders, what the pain has been. But this tells me that you're ready to leave it behind. You're ready to move forward in a brand new way. And I think that brand new way is going to be very much more lighter. Why do I got this feeling? I mean, I have this feeling, and I'm sure it's not for everyone, but there's this feeling like you haven't really had a a huge laugh in quite a while, you know, like a belly laugh where you kind of can't stop laughing. That's what I'm receiving, Sag. So this feels to me I feel like crossroads, that you're now at this place where you're deciding, you're trying to decide, you're trying to get clear of what's coming with you and what isn't as you embark on this new life. And again, this new life starts with you reconnecting with that beautiful, beautiful inner child of you and allowing yourself to do some silly, fun things. Bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Cups. I love this with the Ten of Swords because this says to me you're allowing your heart to heal. You're allowing your heart to heal and open up. And you're allowing yourself to start and look at love, how you look at yourself, maybe how you look at everyone else or other people. And you're willing to start with this kind of clean slate. That's what this is feeling like to me. Okay. Knight of Swords is next, which is going after what you want, pursuing what you want. I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm not sure where we're going to go. I'm not sure if we're going to go back into tarot or if we're going to wrap this up. Well, I'm going to listen to what my guides tell me. But earlier today, we had the full moon. What day is it? So that was a few days ago. And for me, things were kind of hanging up. I'm trying to relax, trying to stay peaceful, all that kind of stuff. New moons, full moons, they all have, I get affected by that as well, as many of you do as well. So I went for a walk yesterday, and it's kind of been raining and kind of sleeting, like what is kind of snow, it's cold out. And, there's a place where you go where there's a lot of people that they walk their dogs and everything, but some dogs are off leash and all that, but like there's trees and everything around. And I wasn't in the best mood, okay, being honest. I was kind of feeling it's getting darker out, kind of getting a little bit of crankiness kind of going on. I'm trying to, CJ, change your attitude, right? Be appreciative. And so I'm walking along. And then it's cold, so I'm like, okay, time to go back home. Well, for Pete's sake, because it's all on grass and there's leaves everywhere and stuff. I look at my shoes, and guess what? They're covered, the bottom of my shoes, my running shoes, are completely covered in dog poop. From the heel to the toe. And my running shoes have like a lot of little, I don't know what they're called. It's for traction, right? So, not to gross anyone out, but there was literally poo everywhere on the bottom of my shoes. Now, my initial reaction was, yes, I'm going to be honest, I was like, what in the hell? How did I step on all of this? And, what's going on, right? Like, what is the universe trying to tell me? That I'm, like, full of shit or what, you know what I mean? But then, obviously, I had to kind of, change my attitude and laugh about that because it actually, all the times I've gone for walks, all the times I take my doggy for a walk, I've never stepped on poop. And it's like, how much did I step on without seeing it? My point to that is that I could have allowed that to carry on my day. I could have allowed that to be really negative, and I could have been bitchy about it all day, and, but I chose not to. I turned it around and, had to laugh of it because it ended up being very funny, and I had to spend half an hour trying to, clean and disinfect these shoes. So my point to that is that that's kind of where I'm feeling there's a connection to that in this reading, where it is about, again, Sag, cutting out what we need to cut out, letting go of what we need to let go, allowing others to take some responsibility, not having everything on your shoulders, nurturing yourself, and again, but getting excited about life, right? Getting excited about what's around the corner, taking those little risks, being spontaneous, having fun. That's what this message is for whoever's needed this message. Again, I feel like this is going to be this shift will affect your life greatly for a long time coming, is what I feel. Okay, Sag, thank you for letting me tell you that story. Really, there's days where you're like, really? Really? Is this really happening right now? Okay, so anyways, all right, Spirit, thank you so much for guiding me in this reading for our beautiful Sagittarius. Let's see, is there anything else for Saggy? Anything else you want Sagittarius to know? Anything else on this Saturday morning? Anything else? I'll go 3 times. That's 1. That's 2. And that's 3. Nothing else. Oh, but look at this. On the bottom of the deck, we have the 2 of Swords. So, it's in reverse. Upright, 2 of Swords is I do not know what to pick. Do I stay in the same rut? Do I stay doing the same thing and being miserable? Or do I do something different? It came out in reverse, Sag. So that tells me you're about to make a decision in your life that is going to change your life. Okay? Wow. Beautiful. I love that being on the bottom. And it's followed by the Queen of Cups, which is obviously about another mother in the tarot. Loving yourself, nurturing yourself, listening to your intuition, and protecting you. Okay? Okay, so that is what we have for your reading. Yeah, let's close it off. I hope this reading helped. I hope it made sense. I know I talked a lot. But listen, if you're new here, that's how it rolls over here with the CJ family, right? Our tribe is beautiful. You guys, I love you so much. You mean the world to me. Thank you for all the beautiful comments. For the ones that have little crappy comments, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Oh, bye-bye. Okay, let's close your reading off. We're going to go Treasures from Takashi. Let's see what is on the bottom. We have Process. Okay. I'm going to read this and then we'll see if anything else wants to come out. All right. This says, allow and enjoy the process of your life without rushing to the goal. Experiences are part of the journey. You don't have to understand them all to enjoy the process. Now is the time to look at how you approach and do things. Perhaps make some changes, for what worked for you in the past may not necessarily be the best process for the future. So that is really what this reading is kind of summing it up, right? Okay, so process. Allow the process to happen. All right, Spirit, thank you for guiding me as always. Okay, final message for beautiful Sag. Oh, that didn't take long. What do we have? We have thoughts. Okay. So Saggy, it says, beware of your thoughts. Be aware of your thoughts. Your thoughts carry a great deal of energy. Choose to create your world with happy, loving thoughts. Be unselfish in your thinking and considerate of others and yourself. Situations may not always be as you expect, and you may have to do some rethinking. Okay. I feel like that is very fitting because there is thought that has to go in. You can tell from the 7 of Cups as well. And on the bottom we have integrity. Oops, I feel like I'm klutzy with my hands too today. Okay, so integrity. It is time to define your truth and work with sincerity and honor. Allow the unity of body, mind, and spirit to guide you in the feelings of wholeness. You need not compromise your beliefs nor thrust them upon anyone else. Retain balance within you. Love who you are and be proud to be you. Okay, Sag. So those are your messages for this weekend. Again, I really hope that this helped those of you, that this is your reading. Obviously not going to be for everyone. I hope you can make some time to have some fun. Let me know in the comments what you're doing. Are you getting watermelon? Are you getting chocolate? Are you going to paint? Are you going to sing? What are you going to do? I'd love to hear it. I'm going to try and do something like that too, okay? And I'll let you guys know as well. Okay, so with that, Saggy, again, thank you for taking the time to be here. Thank you for all of your love and your beautiful words of support for me and everyone else. You make a difference. This world isn't always bright, as we all know, right? So thank you for bringing light into my world. I love you. I love you. I love you. I hope you'll be well. Big hugs. All right, Saggy. I hope to see you again, all right? Take care, my love.